Good morning and welcome to Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. I've observed and seen that the people always talk, be reasonable, be logical. Logic, as defined by the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is a science that deals with the principles and criteria of validity of inference and demonstration. Is a science of formal principles of reasoning, and this word along with other words synonyms like reason, logic, things like that have become buzzwords. And then if I define it in the language of computers, it's arrangement of circuit elements needed for computation. So these buzzwords are so common in the lexicon of the so-called mentors, life coaches, gurus that I feel it's in time not to be caught in the trap of logical thinking, so-called logical thinking. I agree, logic seems to be pervading all our thoughts and actions, and in the process, what has we lost? We have not only lost the art of intuition, we have ignored willfully and wrongly the gut feeling, the inspiration, and have become incapable of action. Too much of philosophy, too much of logic is basically Hamlet's dilemma, to be or not to be, to do or not to do. And the gut feeling, the instinct that comes from within, which makes you a man, a capable man, a human being. Failures would be there. There's a 100% guarantee that if you are so logical, you think of this and that and take all the pros and cons and jump to a decision, you will not be wrong, you will not fail. It's just like tossing the coin in the air. So what your gut feeling tells you, that's much more important. The most logical thought of actions are guided by the loss gain consideration, as if our life or work is double entry bookkeeping. You lose things, you gain something. We want everything and every outcome of action to be a win-win situation. And that's not possible and that's not desirable. A win-win situation all the time is ultimately self-defeating. In organizations as well, we are used to think of structured analysis to evaluate every decision threadbare so that it's a productive one. When I had my consultancy, I told my people that before you do anything, take the risk factors. Now, the problem is at the heart of the logical thinking is the fear of loss. We are like ostriches. We want to hide our heads in the sand so that they do not stare at the possible loss in the face. And this thinking comes from the strong attachment to the things we like and to our attachment to our body, mind, identities. This fear motivated reasoning brings with it a short-term goal. What is in this for me? Disorientation, what is in this for me, is extremely destructive. Unless your intellectual faculties are purified by your ethical values, by your morality, you will not be able to break out of this myopic orientation. And you will be like a blind man going in circles. In India, I have seen, when they draw water, they had the oil mills in the old times. The bull would be covered with an eye patch so that you couldn't see it, and he'd go around in circles unmindful. And that's what you become. I call this myopic orientation. And you will not be able to combine your intellect and heart to take the crucial decision. The ideal combination for taking a decision is that your heart and the intellect combine. They think on the same line, they synchronize. But when you are just logical, you are evaluating in plus and minus, then those ethical values take off and the instinct, the gut feeling goes to sleep. If you read Bhagavad Gita, you find a powerful shloka that provides the framework to get out of the clutches of emotion, such as fear and anger. Vitara, Bhaya, Krodha, Man Maya, Mam Upnish, Bheo Jan Gyan Tapasya, Puta Mad Bhavam Agat. And it means, in plain language, when a person is able to take refuge into the self-awareness by purifying your being by the fire of knowledge, spiritual wisdom, you are able to get rid of the negative emotions of fear, anger, and attachment, and attain the highest. So, attachment, what's in this for me? Anger, if it loses. Fear, what if it happens? These emotions, when understood, become a negative force. And that is basically the end of your being a better human being. The Indian concept of Vedanta considers fear as the inhibitor of high action. We have to overcome fear. We have to transform the negative energies of fear, attachment, and anger. That is the way to transform. Now, I somehow or the other am quite impressed by this attitude that something is going to happen. So take an action which is motivated by the thought which comes to you, the instinct, your gut feeling. And it's a powerful concept of Gyan Tapas, the austerity of mental knowledge. You use your mental faculties to imbibe the highest ethical wisdom with sincerity, with grit, with ardent determination. Assimilating it, making it a part of your life, your philosophy, your thinking, would make your life come out real. And through the knowledge of fire, or fire of the knowledge, it will purify the mind and transmute negative emotions. It's a process of sublimation. So too much of logical thinking is antithesis and antithetical to creativity. No art was ever created by thought. It was all instinctive. No innovation was the result of endless do it or not. They were doing it and it evolved. It came out of it. So, blessed with the enlightened intelligence, a person is able to manifest the power of the purified heart. And the importance of combining the faculties of the head and heart cannot be denied. In our life, there is sufficient room, infinite amount of feeling, as also a finite amount of reason. Now, look at it. Your feelings, your emotions are infinite, but the amount of logic and reasoning is finite. And you allow a finite resource to overpower the infinite resource. Isn't that thing just stupid? Why not let both the finite and infinite come together? Let them run together like the railway track. Parallel lines, they don't intersect. But when there is an intersection, then accidents can happen. When there is a connection, then follow the heart. Whenever you are in a doubt between the head and the heart, follow the heart, and 9 out of 10, you will not regret that decision. When you follow just the head, you are not being anything except a bean counter. And it is because the heart is that takes one to the highest plane where the intellect can never reach. Ultimately, as now the Webb telescope has been The knowledge, the capability, the human mind is unlimited. But the knowledge you gain, the base of the reasoning, would always be limited. So, if you want to be inspired, then follow the heart. Because it's through the heart and heart alone that the inspiration comes. Inspiration never comes from knowledge. It comes from intuitiveness. It comes from your heart. Therefore, when we are able to work towards a higher purpose and realize it through our action, we start purifying ourselves. And that purification, as I call it, the process of sublimation, your impulses are spontaneous. They are not colored by anger, by greed, by jealousy. So combined with the logical faculties, I'm not saying don't be reasonable, but don't be caught in the trap of reason. The motive force behind every decision will have to be a more collective and empathetic endeavor. Now, men and women with the mindset will be able to flood the world with unbounded character energy. Look at all the art, look at all the thought, philosophy. That was not the result of logical thinking. Logical thinking came as a result of that work. They did something, and then other people thought, how did he write it? Do you think that you could have written the plays of Shakespeare by logical thinking? You could have created Mona Lisa or Whistler's or Vincent van Gogh's painting or Michelangelo's frescoes by thought. It was instinctive. So this instinct, this gut feeling is something which supports you. An intrinsic fearlessness arises when you follow the gut feeling. And that makes you a better human being. After what's the difference between an animal? You'll say, and I was talking about it something. They say animals don't think. They are only logical. But did I say don't think? I said combine the two. What happens is when you're just thinking, you're caught in a trap. Like fly is caught in the web. Don't be caught in the web. The first thing is, say whatever comes to your mind, write it out. Then think whether it's logical or not. And I'll weigh everything on 0 to 10 scale. But I'll never be caught in the trap of logical thinking because this is this should be done. No. Somebody asked my brother where I am these days. He says, well, yesterday he was here. Today I know where he is, I can tell you. But tomorrow where he is, nobody knows. And that's a fact. I lived my life based on my instinct. I changed my job, changed my style, and gave orders which in the beginning people thought, well, this is going to be a disaster. And it was not.